Bright Duty. Every student matters.
Welcome to the session. In this session, we are about to study the chapter which is water, a precious resource. So students, why do we call this water a precious resource? This is precious because you might have heard the saying, Jal hai to kal hai. That is, you can think about future only if you have enough amount of water. Why? Because water is really important for our survival. Even for our basic needs like maintaining a proper hygiene, then drinking, then for cooking, then we need water for washing clothes. Almost all our daily activities are dependent on water. Therefore, students, this water is an important natural resource. So, in this session, we are about to discuss about water. And you might also be aware that 22nd March every year is celebrated as World Water Day. Yes, students, 22nd March is celebrated as World Water Day. And on the occasion of World Water Day, one of the school organized poster making competition. Poster making. And the students were asked to make posters about saving water and creating awareness among people regarding water as a precious resource. And you can observe these posters, and I would like you to observe them carefully and note down the important points about water that you come across. And it will be a really fun activity that you also make posters about saving water. But students, do you know why do we need to celebrate World Water Day? Is there an objective for this? Yes, students, there is definitely an objective about celebrating World Water Day, and it is about creating awareness. Yes, students, we need to create awareness among people that this is such an important resource and we must protect it. We have to save it for our future generations as well. It is not unlimited that we can keep on using it and it will not be depleted. If we keep on using this water for long without being careful about it, it might get depleted soon. And it has been predicted that within coming years, every one of us would be under dire need of water, and there will be very less availability of water. And students, do you also know that United Nations has suggested that the minimum amount of water which is required for daily needs like washing, cooking, maintaining proper hygiene is a minimum of 50 liters per person per day. Yes, students, this is about 1.5 bucket. This much of water is allotted, is expected to be used by one person in a day. So students, this is the so I have a question for you. Do you think you are getting enough water, at least this much water every day? Because if you are getting this amount of water, you are lucky enough, because there are millions of people who are facing acute shortage of water and they have to wait in long queues just to obtain water for their daily requirements. They have to stand in long queues, and there are fights, marches and protests about ever increasing demand for water, because there are people in the world who are facing acute shortage of water. They do not have adequate amount of clean drinking water. So can you imagine just a day without water? Definitely not. You won't be able to survive long without water. So it is really important for us to save water. And for this, we have a few newspaper clippings that gives us idea about scarcity of water around the world. And we have an interesting activity for you wherein you will have to collect clippings from the newspapers and magazines on news items, articles, pictures related to water shortage. And we suggest you to paste them in your scrapbook so that you are even more aware of water and you can make the people around you aware about water shortages and about saving water. So students, also in year 2003, this year was observed as the International Year of Fresh Water to make people aware of this dwindling natural resource, because soon it will be scarce and everyone will not be able to survive without water. So students, it's really important that we save this wonderful natural resource. Thank you so much for your attention. We are about to discuss that how much water is available on the surface of earth. And students, you can observe this picture of earth and you can observe it to be blue, and I'm sure that you can definitely guess the reason why it appears to be blue in color, because most of the surface on the earth is covered with water, and to be precise 71% of the earth's surface is covered with water, and almost all of the water on the earth is contained in the seas, oceans, rivers, lakes, ice caps, and also as the groundwater in the atmosphere. But most of this water is, students, not usable form of water, because in seas the water is saline in nature, that is, it is salty water, and it is mostly used to obtain common salt. Okay, students, so saline water which is available in oceans is not fit or suitable for drinking. So let us now move ahead and move ahead towards an activity that will help you realize the actual amount of water that is available to us. Okay, students, let us move ahead with this activity. What you are going to do is you will take a bucket, a medium sized bucket, and fill it up with water, and it contains about approximately 20 liters of water. So this bucket, we are assuming this amount to be all the water that is present on the earth. What we are assuming this? We are assuming that this water represents all the water that is present on the surface of earth. Now what we are going to do is we will take a spoon of capacity 5 ml and we will transfer 100 spoons of water from this bucket into a bath mug, and this represents the total amount of fresh water available on the surface of earth. Now the next step is we will again take a glass tumbler and we will transfer say 30 spoons of water from this bathing mug to this glass container. And what does this represent? This represents the usable water present as the groundwater. Yes, students, this is the only amount of water which is present to us in the form of groundwater, and it is usable form of water. Now we will take about a quarter, that is 1/4 teaspoon of water from this glass tumbler, and this represents all the water present in the lakes and the rivers of the world. So I think you would have observed the estimate of water which is available for us to use. So students, this activity will give you an estimate that how much quantity of water is readily available for us to use, and why we should be very careful about using water, and why we should save this precious resource, because we cannot survive long without water. Okay, students, so let us now move ahead, and our friend Bujo is ready with a question, and he wants to know that what is the amount or the quantity of water available for our use. But our friend Paheli has she is really quick at calculations, and she has already calculated that this amounts to roughly 0.006% of all the water found on the earth. Yes, students, only this amount of water is available for us to actually use, and that is why we should use it very carefully. The forms of water, that is the different forms of water which are available in the atmosphere. So students, are you afraid that someday the water present in our atmosphere or water present on the earth will be extinct and we will no longer be able to survive? But students, there is no need to worry about this, because water has been on earth for millions of years. Okay, students, so you need not worry that much, because nature has their own ways to replenish the natural resources unless and until we overuse it. Okay, so we have to be wise while using water. At the same time, nature is helping us to refill this water which is present around us in the form of lakes, rivers, seas, and it is also available in the form of groundwater. So children, the water is available in all the three forms that we know, which are solid, liquid and gaseous state. As solid, it existed as at polar caps in the form of snow or ice, and in the liquid form we have rivers, lakes, seas, etc. Then in the form of gases, it exists in the form of water vapor in our atmosphere, and we have already conducted an activity that proved the presence of water in the form of vapor around yourself. So water is always present in any one of the three forms at a given place at a given time.